guys, we were just talking about a show that we may be doing. Just kind of stumbled upon it here coming up. Not today, but here coming up. It's gonna be juicy. But anyways, Detroit Den 313 back with another episode here. Steve and Will ready to talk that Detroit Lions football. Before we get to going, please, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future content. And think about becoming a member. We give away all types of things. Signed memorabilia, we got jerseys, we got gift cards, and we will have some tickets coming into this upcoming season. Got to be a member to get in on those giveaways. But to the business. Steve, what the heck is going on today?
Well, I'm just impressed that we could get you back from that mega yacht that you were recording on the other day. Like I told the people in my solo yesterday, I was like, man, I didn't know Will had it like that, where he's just live streaming from something like this. Is this what you were on, Will? Just a mega yacht, just out there on Lake Huron? Is that where we were? Just $18 million yacht. Just, hey, I'm gonna post up, talk some Detroit Lions football. They call him Will McAfee in the streets. Don't let him fool you. He's got some money. I've had that one in my pocket all weekend since I saw that. But we're going to talk about some players for the Detroit Lions in 2025 who could be a surprise. All right. Now, I'll put out a rule. If it is it doesn't have to be a player. Let's not limit it to just a player. Any single person on the Detroit Lions staff who you think is going to be a surprise. Well, I probably should have told you that before we got on here, but I think you're quick on your feet. You'll be able to adapt if need be. So who is going to be someone that you think is going to surprise people in 2025?
Ooh, I got to go a curveball immediately, Steve. I had somebody in my mind, but I got to go a curveball immediately because I think that people are grossly underrating Coach Morton. And by Coach Morton, I mean Coach John Morton. Not Johnny. Not Johnny. Not J-Mo. That's another one. Got people freak out. You call him J-Mo, even though it was his nickname first. Like, I don't even know if J-Mo was born when John Morton was J-Mo. So, and he was running very fast. But anyways, I got to go with him because I think a lot of people are in a bit of a panic because we lost that one coach that went to the Chicago Bears, and they believe that this offense is going to take a step backwards. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This offense, Steve, I'll give you credit. You said it first, but I freaking agree with you. This is not a "are you nuts" moment. This is a "I stand with you." Wow, I think that this offense
that's a rare occasion.
Yeah, this offense is going to be better, nastier, grittier. We're between Coach Morton and Coach Shaw. They are going to punch you in the mouth and then throw it a million yards down the field to J-Mo, and then they're going to paper cut you to death with Sam Laporta and St. Brown. This is going to be nasty. So it's not going to be a surprise for me. I truly don't believe that it's going to be a surprise for you. But for many people who probably didn't even know who Coach Morton was, I think it's going to be a surprise when they see this offense even better. Steve, are you in agreement or am I losing my mind?
You took my thunder, if I'm being honest with you. I was just going to do like a quick little recap of exactly what I said yesterday. I think John Morton's offense is just going to be more consistent. Like Ben Johnson, like it was cute, like a little too flashy for me. Some of the trick plays, trying to be the smartest guy in the room. Did it work sometimes? Yeah. Did it not work sometimes? Yeah. Jameson Williams should be doing a lot of things with the football. One of them should not be throwing it. Sometimes it just doesn't work. It's just a little too cute for me. I think what I say is I want John Morton to get creative with some personnel groupings and lining up in certain formations and making you think we're going to run and really we're going to pass. Like I would rather see some trickery and that type of aspect instead of, some butt fumbles or some tackle screens or some hook and ladder plays. Like it's cute. It's fun when it works, but when it doesn't work, it's usually catastrophic in the NFL. Like you usually can't get away with trick plays too often. And I think Ben Johnson was flirting and playing with some fire sometimes. And I talked yesterday about, sometimes Ben Johnson would just come out in the second half of a ball game and we would just go through 15 to 20 minutes of not being able to score a football or only scoring 3 points. Like there were some lulls in that offense, if people remember, and letting some teams hang around. I think John Morton is going to be more consistent of a play caller and just, lining up and playing some smash mouth football. Like just, hey, we got the best offensive line in football. We got the best running backs in football. line it up, 3rd and 1, run it. Let's not have Jared Goff make a bad mistake. Let's take some pressure off him. I think John Morton is going to be a surprise. And I kind of talked about him being a concern for some people, but that's where I stand with John Morton. I think it's going to be an upgrade, and I think a lot of people will be surprised.
I love it, Steve. I think we're on to something. I can't wait to see it. We're inching there. We're getting close to some real Detroit Lions football. I can't wait. But that said, Coach Morton out of the way, who's on your mind, man? I gotta know. We haven't talked about it beforehand. Who is on your mind?
I got a Buckeye on my mind, Will, and it's nasty to even say. I know I threw up a little bit just saying the words, but he's a Detroit Lion now. Tyreek Williams, I don't expect anything crazy. I don't think he's going to be Aaron Donald or anything like that. But if he can just hold water until Ali McNeil comes back, I think he could be a massive, massive surprise. And we don't know what we're going to get with Aiden Hutchinson coming off that injury. Like, I think Hutch will be good. I'm not worried or concerned about him at all. I think it might just take him a little bit of time. I don't think it's going to be week 1, Aiden Hutchinson going out there against Green Bay and he has 4 or 5 sacks or anything like that. I think, it could be by about week 5 or 6 where maybe he starts to get his legs under him and before he's starting to feel like the old Hutch, because I want to see him in bubble wrap and in training camp in the preseason. So I don't want to see him even risking that leg again. So I think Hutch could be off to a slow start. Someone who could really, really help him out would be a guy like Tyreek Williams, or maybe even, I'll throw out DJ Reader, because I don't think we got to see the full aspect of how he could benefit Aiden Hutchinson. That was all we talked about last offseason when we signed him as a free agent, was how Reader was going to help Aiden Hutchinson get some one-on-ones. We didn't get to see that with the injury. So that's just another quick one off the top of my head that could be a surprise as well.
When you said Buckeye, I thought for sure you're going to be talking about Taylor Decker. I mean, just our bookend left tackle that just gets it done, although people hammer him all the time for some reason. Hey, listen, Decker has some bad moments, but they're just moments. When we talk about football games, the dude's playing solid. And I think that some people would be surprised to see him play solid again this year. But back to the real Buckeye at hand.
Yeah. I like to eat Buckeyes like around Christmas time, like those little chocolate peanut butter things. Those are pretty good, but that's the only Buckeyes I enjoy.
Yeah, those are pretty delicious. I hate to even say that, though. But Tyreek, man, number one, I'll say this. If Aaron Donald was standing behind Tyreek Williams, you wouldn't see Aaron Donald. You wouldn't even be able to find him. Tyreek's a man. And I'm not saying that he's Aaron Donald, but I don't know. The way that Tyreek holds that line of scrimmage, I don't know if Aaron Donald could push him around. I'm expecting big things out of Tyreek Williams. Now, the pass rush stuff, I don't know. I'm not expecting a Lean McNeil this season. Maybe in the future. There's similar traits there, maybe in the future, but I'm expecting him to immediately be able to do the non-sexy things, like just hold the line of scrimmage or shove you into the quarterback, just dominate you physically. It's going to be a learning curve. Technique, hand placement, leverage, pad height. There's going to be some things that he needs to learn. He's going to be a man immediately, though, is what I'm expecting. And it's going to be exciting to watch. There's been a couple of guys, Steve, that over the course of watching the Michigan Wolverines that have made me just watch defensive line. One was Lamar Woodley. You remember Lamar Woodley?
Yeah. Michigan man.
Lamar Woodley. I would just find myself just forgetting about the whole game and just watching him throw people around sometimes. It was just exciting to watch. When I watched Tyreek Williams' film, when we were doing the pre-draft stuff going into this thing, that's what I saw at Tyreek. It began to be exciting just to watch him physically dominate the guys that he was across from. I'm hoping to see some of that this year. I know he's a rookie. I know I have to taper the expectations. He's not going to physically dominate the guys across from him every Sunday. I do think we're going to see a lot of really good moments. And by that, week 12, 13, 14, where he starts to become almost like a year 2 guy, got his legs up under him, understands the speed of the game, understands leverage and physicality a little bit better than those first couple of weeks. I'm looking for big things out of Tyreek Williams. I don't know if it'll be a surprise to me, but I think he could surprise a lot of people.
You know what I absolutely kind of hate about NFL training camp, especially with where we are as a team, is how many players we have to keep an eye on because we're just excited for all of them. Like I'd have to like somehow find a way to record training camp practice because if you've ever been there, you know they're absolute just Shawshank prison guards when it comes to cell phones being out. Like, yeah, don't even think about looking at your phone. But you just have so many people to watch that you're gonna miss stuff. So it's kind of hard to go back during training camp practices that we go to and see what exactly happened because I might be watching Tyreek Williams and Aiden Hutchinson made a nice play, or vice versa. DJ like there's so many things you can miss, kind of in the game too. But at least in the game you can rewind if you're recording it and go back and look. But I think Tyreek Williams, if he's just really, really good to start the season, like, and I'm not saying like superstar, I'm not saying, defensive rookie of the year, but if he's just a really good defensive tackle for us for a few weeks until Lee McNeil comes back, I think we got a two-headed monster there in the middle, Will. Like, I think we got just two massive pillars who can push pockets back and let Aiden Hutchinson get loose on the other end. Thoughts and prayers. Good luck to you guys. I don't know what you're going to do as an offensive line. It's over.
Yeah, I think about when I think about that D line now, I think about the goal line situations when everybody's healthy. And you're telling me we can have Aleem, DJ Reader, Tyreek Williams, and then Aiden Hutchinson running around somewhere to just win the line of scrimmage at the goal line? Steve, do we give the linebackers the play off, or like what? Like what's happening? Hey guys, you just run straight to the running back because nobody's gonna touch you guys. It's gonna just be easy sailing, smooth sailing for you guys. Or QB tush push. Nah, there's not gonna be any tush push here because listen. You put DJ Reader at nose, and then those guys on both sides of them. Who's tush pushing that? Like I think that the Detroit Lions were thinking about some things down the road when they were creating this defensive line, Steve. And then you've mentioned some things, even getting guys like Marcus Davenport in that mix. I think of Ahmed Hassanin with his mentality being in those type of mixes. And when we start talking about these reserves, Steve, I think it could be exciting in goal line or short yardage situation. I think the Detroit Lions could be really nasty. But Steve, if you would allow it, I got an honorable mention. It's the guy that I was thinking about before I learned the rules of this game.
I know who you're going. Go ahead. Tee it up.
Listen, the Detroit Lions last season drafted 2 first-round draft picks. One that they hoped that they were going to get, but they didn't know how high they would be able to trade up to go get him, in Terry and Arnold. And we did. We went and got him. But then we went and got our original guy that I think that we believed that we were going to be able to draft in the first round. In the second round, in Ennis Rakestraw. Steve, first thing I'll say is this. Ennis Rakestraw, I think he believes that he's the best corner on our team. He might believe he's the best corner in the league. If you see some of the things that he tweets out, he has full belief in himself. Playing that position, I think that that's something that you need. But I find myself, you can't watch the Lions film because I think he had like 10 snaps or 15 snaps or something like that.
You dig into the archives.
He didn't get much play. But when I go back to that Mizzou film, he's just tough. He's gritty. He's nasty. He's got swagger. He's got moxie. He'll play special teams. He'll tackle. He'll get physical. He kind of reminds me of the Meek Robertsons, DJ Reed's new guy in the building, right? Just that physical. I'll grab you. I'll fight with you. It doesn't matter how we need to do this thing. Brian Branch, like just tough, nasty, just NFC North football. I think he's gonna fit right in. And I would not be surprised if somebody gets banged up and he comes onto the field, if it doesn't become one of those situations with Ife Melifonwu and CD Deuce or whatever he's calling himself now, where that person tries to come back and they're like, whoa, maybe we'll split some time or maybe but you can't just take this job back. If Ennis gets a shot, he may never look back. Steve, could you see Ennis Rakestraw starting at one of these cornerback positions by the end of the season?
Starting, assuming everyone's healthy, man, that'd be saying something if he did, but I personally just don't see it without an injury. If we're talking fully health, everyone's full complement, nobody's banged up, I don't see him getting on the field, and that's a good thing. But that's not how football works. That's not how football works. Injuries happen. If someone has to miss a game or two, could he be the third guy, the backup starter at whatever corner he needs to be playing? I can see that, but I really, if we're talking about tape and people who are putting out some stuff on social media, well, you can't say Ennis Rakestraw and not mention what Terrion Arnold's doing with some of his workouts, because I think he's geared up for a big year too as well. And as well, Will, I don't know, we might have to buckle up because we just keep throwing names out with no agenda. I cannot just stand by and let you just casually glance over the name Ahmed Hassanin and not do a deeper dive into that, because when I think about who's going to be an impact player for the season, it might not be a player who's day one. I don't think Ahmed Hassanin is going to make an impact day one, but I do believe I'll say the bye week, by around the bye week, a week before or a week after, give me a little cushion there. I think that's when we'll start to see him get some reps, because I really want Marcus Davenport to stay healthy, but history has just told me that that's probably not going to happen. So I think Ahmed Hassanin will have an opportunity to get into some games. He'll probably get his butt whipped for a little bit because it's the NFL coming from Boise State. Competition is a huge step up. But I am fully on the Ahmed Hassanin board, and his motivation and the things he says is great. It's fantastic. That has to translate into some plays on the football field. But I do think he's going to be given the opportunity, and we're going to get a look at that. And I'm excited. I don't want to see anyone get hurt, but I do think he's going to have an opportunity somewhere to be a starter potentially by the end of the year.
I like it. I'm pulling for the dude, as everybody knows. His story is phenomenal, and I'm going to continue on that Hassanin tangent in 1 second. I just want to hit with Ennis Rakestraw this. I don't think that he's gonna just steal anybody's job. I don't think that if everybody stays healthy. I agree with you, Steve. I don't think that he starts if everybody stays healthy. But you mess around and miss 1 or 2 weeks, you might find us in a situation to where we realize we got 3 number 1 corners or 4 number 1 corners. Actually, when we talk about Amik Robertson, and then we talk about Terrion Arnold, we talk about DJ Reed, if Ennis Rakestraw is a number 1 corner, that is 4 of them.
Yeah.
We got 4 of them on our team.
Kelvin Shepherd's going to have a hell of a time deciding who to put out there at corner.
Man. And then I'll tell you this, Steve, I like Rock Ya-Sin. So, I mean.
Avonte Maddox.
Yeah. Avonte Maddox is another one. So these are all guys that I'm okay with putting on the field. So that is going to be exciting in that secondary, as Brad Holmes deems it. Bloodbath. And I'm here for it. But back to Hassanin. You're cooking with grease, Steve.
It's the only way to cook.
Yeah, Hassanin is going to take a little time. It's going to take a little time. You know, we're going to have to put him in a slow cooker. But I could see it too. I could definitely see it. What I really see for him is this season. I see him catching on, like you said, back half of the season. He's catching on. I see him probably going into next season as a guy that we're looking at to play major rotational minutes, if not start. Right. He may not get the nod this season as a starter. He'll will his way into the rotation, though. I have no doubt in that. But I definitely think next season we're going to find a guy who knows exactly what to commit himself to in the offseason, and he is going to do nothing but prepare. It is not going to be a sophomore slump for Hassanin. It'll probably be a sophomore breakout, but that's getting down the road. Hassanin, we are cheering for you at Detroit Den 313 and excited. Hey, don't make me wait till that sophomore season. Give it to me right now, though. I'm just guessing.
Also, my last thing, Ahmed Hassanin's dad comes on here and he comments on our show regularly. Yeah. So we would love to have him on, sit down, talk some ball, talk some of his background, dive a little deeper into the Hassanin story, see what's going on there. We want to get behind the curtain a little bit and see what's going on. So have him reach out to us on Twitter. We'd love to have him on the show. We have interviewed NFL players before, so we, conduct ourselves accordingly. That would be something we'd love to do. If you have a little free time and we can get him on here, we'd love to make that happen. Will, you got anything else tonight?
Are you booking my ticket to Egypt, or are we going to do it online? Because I wouldn't
Well,
mind.
you're the one flying around on yachts. You want me to book you a ticket to Egypt? Listen, I got bottles and formula and diapers to buy. I can't be booking trips to Egypt. Over here living like Will McGregor over here on this $1 million yacht. There's absolutely no chance we're going to Egypt. We're going to need a few more subscribers and a few more members before we start rolling like that. But stick around, hit that like button. We'll be back later with another show.
Peace.